Hey everybody, peace and blessings to you. Um, just some nuggets, but I want to talk to you all about not being someone's trash can, okay? And I'm talking about from the aspect when someone comes to you and says, such and such, they don't like you. Like that happened to me at work. This person doesn't like you. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, I barely even know the person that you're talking about. I think I may have spoken to him once or twice since I've been here in 5 years. But anyway, that don't faze me one bit. I've also seen cases where someone is belittling someone else. Like they might call them dumb, stupid, ugly. Or in my case, I was called dumb. I was called the B word. I was called the N word. I was told I would never be nothing. I would have a bunch of kids and depend on the system. I wouldn't graduate from college. And that was during the time of my life that I was really having some issues with my self-esteem. And so it was like I tried not to let it bother me, but in the back of my head, it did. Especially that part about you're dumb and you stupid. And I'm looking at my transcript and it said you graduated with a 3.9 with some serious medical issues. You had to use assistive technology because you couldn't even raise your hands above your head, and you still graduated with a 3.9 with the help of the Lord. Yeah. A lot of times I found that when people would say those things to me, it was because of a lot of reasons. Maybe they were told that by their parent or someone they trusted. Hurt people, they hurt people. So they say hurtful things. Now for some, it's become such a norm in their childhood and growing up for their parent or whoever it is to call them dumb and stupid that it's become a norm. So they just say it to anybody because in their mind, it's normal. Well, we know better. We know those words are hurtful, and we know that is not normal behavior. But a lot of times when you get to the root cause of that, it's usually because that person has been verbally or emotionally abused by, like I say, a parent, a sibling, in a relationship, a spouse, or whatever the case may be. All right. So, again, for the young lady who was telling me that this person didn't like me, my response was, oh, well, I like me. I'm good. If the person doesn't like me, in fact, I tell you what, go back to them and ask them to write you a check or a cashier's check for $121 and make it payable to Duke Energy, and I'll give you my account number. Yeah. So I had to explain to her that information that you just gave me, that was not effective. It was not empowering. How did that help me? Not one bit. Did it pay a bill at my house? Nope. Did it encourage me? No. Did it bother me? Nope. Sure didn't. Not one bit. I am more secure these days in who I am. Have I made some mistakes? Yep. Yeah. And the root cause all stem back to having low self-esteem and realizing that I'm very different. Always have been. But I hated being different because I was always treated like a sore thumb or like I stuck out. Like I remember I went to a party one time. Um, and I'm positive Roland Owens was the DJ. And we were at this place in Facing. And I can't remember the name of it, but it used to be the Old Franks. And by this time, I want to say Aunt had took over. And my cousin Lamont, my cousin Jamar, and all them, some of the ushers, they all came in. I'm just, you know, Not being a social butterfly, because partying really ain't my thing, but, it was my friend's birthday, so I went, so I'm holding up the wall, basically. And when I get in there, Lamont says, "What you doing in here?" I'm like, "I'm at the party. I mean, what you mean? What you doing in here?" He was like, "You don't even need to be in here. This, this not you. You don't even fit in." And I was like, "Well, dang." So I got on in my little Corolla and I went on down the road because really I didn't. I didn't fit in. I'm very introverted. The music was loud. There were too many people in there, and really on the inside I was getting antsy. Like, listen, I done hung out about all I can take. By that time it had been probably about an hour. I was ready to go. So I didn't take any offense to that because really that wasn't my place. But I just wanted to go to support my cousin for her birthday. But yeah, when people come to me and say things like that, hey, I know who I am now. Yeah, I'm very secure in who I am. Have I learned from a lot of past mistakes? Absolutely. And that's why I try to um, come on and do um, words of encouragement or empowerment, because there's probably someone who has been through similar situations, like I have, with low self-esteem and just not. I really didn't. I didn't know who I was. Only thing I knew was that I wanted to fit in or feel like I was part of the group. Yeah. But now I'm alright. I don't gotta be a part of a group. Uh, sit in a certain seat. Uh, hold some type of caliber. I don't even care nothing about it. Yeah. As long as I improve, I work on myself every single day to be better. That's where I'm at right now, and I'm getting better day by day. Yeah, always learning and discovering something else about myself, especially root causes. Like what causes me to react like this? Now, I can be real with y'all. One thing that blows me is if a male asks me, "Where are you going? And what time will you be back?" Yeah, don't do that. It's a trigger for me because in a relationship, this person would ask me those questions to pretty much kind of figure out where I would be because they were out gallivanting in the streets, um, shucking and jiving and cheating. So yeah, that's one of those questions that will send me through the roof, and I don't care who the male is. So you have to be real careful with that question. Now, if you're asking me, you know, will you be free at 12 because I wanted to take you somewhere? Yeah, that's a little bit different. But just to come right out and ask me, what am I doing? Like you're trying to track me? No, that ain't gonna work. Okay, so now that I have uh, determined the root cause of that, you know, I'm still working on that. Listen, it still triggers me. Okay, so again, I'm not perfect, so there's still certain things in my life that I continue to work on a daily basis. My whole goal is to become the best me that God has created. So I got off track one time. I mean, way off track. But yeah, now I'm back on track. I'm feeling better. There's some days when it comes to like a word of encouragement, and I might be tired, like mentally fatigued, and I'm like, Lord, I, I heard what you said, but I don't feel like getting into it today. Yeah. He'll come right on back later on. Did you forget what I said? So I'll be like, okay, Lord. Yeah. So usually those moments where I may not feel like sharing a empowering word, those are the days or the times that I empower or encourage myself. So anyway, but yeah, that's just my word of encouragement for today. Yeah, just remember, do not let others' opinions of you define who you are. Do not be someone's trash can, letting them dump off on you, telling you negative words. You're dumb, you're stupid, whatever the case may be. Because sometimes that is a reflection of them that they're trying to put off on you. And if you're, you know, having issues with low self-esteem, that, yeah, that can impact your self-esteem, and it can impact you mentally as well. So yeah, be very careful um with letting people just dump off on you. I'm getting quite bold with that now. You know, when someone says something, no, that the Bible didn't say that about me. Mm-mm. So yeah, that's why I came up with the hashtag return to sender. If you come to me with something negative towards me, or something trying to define me in a negative way, or if you're coming to me to try to talk about somebody else's business, mm, that ain't gonna work. So my phone seldom rings. I had to cut a lot of people off. People have access to my business number, but my personal number, uh, no, not too many people have that. My true friends, and of course family, they have that. But yeah, I don't want to talk about somebody else's business unless you're calling to say, uh, you know, keep keep Jane in prayer. She's going through a medical procedure. Well, that's different. That's different. But just to tell me, such and such is going through a messy divorce, such and such lied about this, or this person is cheating on their husband or wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be. I don't want to hear that mess. Don't even bring my J. Yeah. So that's my way of protecting myself mentally. I don't want to hear a bunch of outside noise, especially if it's something negative and it's not benefiting me, even in conversation with people. If it's not effective for both of us or empowering, I'm gonna shut it down right then. Listen, I can't deal with what you're talking about right now because this is negative, and I'm trying to keep everything positive. I want peace everywhere. I want peace on my job. I want peace at home. You know, everywhere. That's what I want for my life, and that's what God wants for my life too. For me to have peace and clarity, so that every day I can renew and recharge my mind. Okay. All right. So anyway, y'all, that's it. Y'all take care. Have a blessed one. See y'all next time.